In early July, with our bags packed and camera gear loaded, we headed out on an adventure. For the next 9 days, we would be participating and filming the Ride the Rockies Best of BC tour put on by Freedom Biker Tours. Day 1 of the journey, Kamloops to Calgary, a 737 kilometers through 4 national parks, Rogers Pass, Radium Hot Springs, the Great Divide, and into Alberta, finishing off the day at Calgary Harley-Davidson, then to the hotel for a meet and greet feast. At the start of each segment, I'll explain the day's adventures. So sit back, grab a beverage, and enjoy the ride. Day 2 of the journey is a 301 kilometer ride starting in Calgary and proceeding to head southwest out of the city, where you cruise through the rolling foothills of the old towns of the past, until you come to Longview, stopping at the Twin Cities Saloon, a local biker favorite. Opened in 1938, it's one of the few iconic buildings to remain as a reminder of the rich oil and gas history. From there, you travel west into the growing peaks of the Katanaskus country. This is where you'll find the Highwood Pass, at 2,206 meters or 7,239 feet. It is the highest pass in all of Canada. Continuing on, you'll pass under the gigantic Mount Kidd, towering over you at 2,958 meters or 9,705 feet. This is a great opportunity to see some of the wildlife this country has to offer. From bear, moose, and even Dall sheep will often be seen along the edge of the highway. After a fuel stop, you'll get back on Highway 1 and travel further west through the town of Canmore. While the Three Sisters Peaks grace your rearview mirror, the Banff National Park gates appear in front of you, finishing off an awesome day of riding. And as you open your hotel room window, you will see the Cascade Mountain peak off in the distance, making you wonder what tomorrow will have to hold.
We all want to be alright, don't want to pay for what I'll say. We all want to be alright, we all want to be alright, don't want to pay for what I'll say. We all want to be alright, but we can't. Give me all I want, there's no way else. Every time we try, we fail so hard.
I travel pretty on the conservative side.
I don't need to be somewhere real. Give me all I want, I'm on the road. It's clear that I am the only hope. I don't need to meet someone. I don't need to meet someone real.
As the sun rises on day 3, we gear up for a 291 kilometer day. First, we do a quick ride to the streets of Banff for a photo op at the Fairmont Banff Spring Hotel. Then straight out of the city as we got riding to do. This, avoiding the freeway of Highway 1 and resorting to a very snake-like Bow Valley Trail, the only real twisties of the day. We then head up to View Lake Louise, a very popular spot, and don't stick around long. Now comes the ride in the most spectacular sightseeing highway in all of Canada. As we approach the park gates of the Columbia Icefields, spanning through the heart of the Rockies and both Banff and Jasper National Park, the excitement is hard to contain. First we pass Bow Lake, then the Weeping Walls. Peak after peak lead us to Saskatchewan River Crossing, where we have a self-cooked barbecued lunch. Then even more beauty as we plunge deeper and higher into the mountains. Once we hit the center of the Icefields, we come across the Athabasca Glacier, 6 kilometers squared or 2.3 square miles and 300 meters and 980 feet deep at its deepest point. We board a bus and then a snowcat, where it takes us up onto the glacier. Here, we can step foot on it, touch it, and even drink the water. Once we are done exploring the ice, back on the bikes for some more scenic riding out of the north end of the park, seeing more wildlife, and finishing the day in the town of Jasper.
It stays and stays and stays, and I can't shake this restless wind blowing to my back. All the faces in my memory have faded gray and black in a smoky side. Oh me, oh my, oh me, oh my. Church could express my urge to kill. 2 bodies under the floorboard, and it's not suppressed still. There's an evilness inside me, the Lord cannot hide me, where the devil cannot find me. Everything reminds me of myself and I.
Sure, that's where lunch is.
Oh me, oh my.
There's the pub right up there. Okay.
Oh me, oh my.
You got caught under the wheels of the gravy train. Alarm goes off at 5:15 out of your brain. Your personal eclipse is stolen all your light. You wanna put up your gloves and call off the fight. You can't drag away. 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 To the howler. You can't drag away. 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 To the howler.
Day 4 starts off in a Jasper motel. After a continental breakfast, it's get your motors running for a 419 kilometer day. Heading into the northwest direction, right away you leave Jasper National Park in Alberta, straight into BC and the first of 2 provincial parks visited today. Mount Robson is the first. After sailing by Moose Lake, pretty much the start of the Fraser River, you will come to Mount Robson itself, a behemoth mountain standing 3,954 meters or 12,972 feet above. This is the largest mountain in the Canadian Rockies, and it shows. Photo op time. A little further up, Highway 16 meets Highway 5, where the journey switches from a north to a southern direction. Coffee and gas within the picturesque Valemount region. Then, crossing the North Thompson River for the first time. This we will follow till our picnic lunch at Eleanor Lake in Blue River. Then back on the bike for more time spent following the river till you hit the little town of Clearwater, my childhood stomping grounds. But there's still one more detour before day's end, heading up into the Wells Gray Provincial Park and crossing the Myrtle River Mush Bowl. The rumbling roar of a mighty waterfall can be heard. A few twists and turns later, there before you stands Helmicken Falls, a sight worth seeing. With a drop of 141 meters, 463 feet, it's Canada's 4th highest waterfall. As the day starts to fade, we head back to town for a dinner at the Hog and Hops Tap and Smokehouse.
Frankly, I don't care much about the pain I'm in, or half the trouble that my life has been, or for the burdens that I carry about. I'm just a bird trapped in a warehouse. I'm making nests up in the ceiling beams. It never feels like where I'm meant to be. And all that busted glass now boarded shut. It's just me and time, and damn, I hoard the stuff. But I don't mind being cooped up. If the world's a needle and damn, it's used up. Collapse my best vein, last I cared about. Being here or finding a way out. And I don't care much about the pain I'm in, nor for all the trouble that my life has been. And not these burdens that I carry about. I'm just a bird trapped in a warehouse. I catch the sun just right before it sets. Through windows that haven't needed boarding yet. I see the pink and purple firmament, and my wings feel that ancient hurricane. And flying's only if you got somewhere to go.
Good Good morning, Clearwater. Day 5, we're dressing for a warm 301 kilometers today. Starting off today on a few long straightaways to get us back alongside the North Thompson River as we snake south through the green valleys which suddenly give way to the inland desert region, and our first taste of mid-30s temps. My hometown, Kamloops, is only a fuel stop and one of the larger cities we pass through. Fortunately, we just graze it. On the other end of town, we head up into the hills and pass some farmland and Monty Lake before stopping at another biker hangout, the Falkland Pub. A great feed and a chance for our bikes to cool down before hammering out a few more kilometers till we got to Vernon O'Keefe Ranch, an old pioneer heritage place, which also had rib fest going on and some really good ice cream. This leads the way to the twisty road alongside Okanagan Lake. Westside Road is built for cornering and a great chance to lean the bike and also enjoy the view of the lake. Finally, bringing us over the William Bennett floating bridge into downtown Kelowna for the night.
When there's no one to tell you that your wing is broke, I treat the injuries much like a joke. If you see me living, just let me be. Go back to tending the machinery.
sun was out in full force as we mounted up for a 251 kilometer day 6. We didn't see much of Kelowna. Well, I did. I spent the morning catching the sunrise over Okanagan Lake with the drone. But once we hit the roads, it was no time at all before we were twisting through the trees and climbing towards the summit of Highway 33, aka Rock Creek, a secondary highway to bypass the Okanagan with a great set of sweepers from left to right. We stopped for a quick coffee in Beaverdale and continued on to Rock Creek's Prospector Pub, a rider's must-go. Then we headed back west, getting close to the US border where the road sets you up for the drop into Osoyoos. Anacruz Mountain is a drop from mountaintop to valley bottom in just a few short kilometers with 4 full switchbacks and a view of the valley the whole time. What a drop. Then we stopped at Tickleberry to discuss the previous drop and ice cream, cruised through some vineyards, some wine country, and into the town of Penticton where we had a beachfront dinner in a penthouse suite overlooking the water to watch the sunset and sunrise from. What a view!
Up on Space Mountain where it snows shooting stars, I can see me 10 galaxies light years apart. There's a hole inside the sun, I put it there with my thumb. I've got complete control of everything and everyone, 'cause I'm alone here. Yeah, yeah, I'm alone here. Yeah, yeah, and up on Space Mountain I'm counting at least 200 moons. I'm stoned at 9 a.m. and I'm drunk by the afternoon. I ain't got no friends, only constellations. A subtle outline of an image, more like my imagination, 'cause I'm alone here. Yeah, yeah, I'm alone here. Yeah, yeah, and up on Space Mountain with no one to love. I don't believe then I got up above. My feet are 3 stories off of the ground. My head spinning in orbit at the speed of sound, and I'm alone here. Yeah, I'm alone here.
After a glorious sunrise, it was time to head out of Penticton. 305 kilometers was the proposed distance today, and did not take long for the wow factor to kick in. For the first hour, we were right down beside Okanagan Lake as we followed it north back through the city of Kelowna.
There's no official lunch stop today, but Lumby, that's a good idea for that Timmy's right there.
I want to try and get you guys coming to the corner, but I also want to get you coming down across the ridge.
This was our first taste of big city traffic, but handled it with ease. Next, we climbed a little higher to have a bird's eye view of the pretty green waters of Kalamalka Lake. There was a surprise car show in Vernon, and before getting on Highway 6 to head east, we had a coffee break in Lumby, where Julie surprised us with some homemade cinnamon buns. Then it was time for the Monashee Playground, a twisty mountain path that even greeted us with a little white weather on the side. The bikes danced through this section until we reached the first free inland cable ferry. A quick ride across the Arrow Lakes and a nice cruise up the other side led us to the town of Nakusp to be greeted at the Riders Retreat motorcycle campground with a fully equipped tent, a live band, a steak dinner, and a fire. Glamping at its best.
Space Mountain where it snows shooting stars, I can see me 10 galaxies light years apart. There's a hole inside the sun, I put it there with my thumb. I've got complete control of everything and everyone, 'cause I'm alone here. Yeah, I'm alone here.
Of old Milwaukee was a young boy walking. It was said by the men who lived there, beware of that boy. But I shook my head and said, no, 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 it ain't so. I was waiting at the bus stop when the boy came near. He said, sir, can you spare some change for a poor boy's daily meal? My heart was broken for him, my eyes they teared. You poor boy, here's some money, buy yourself some cheer. Yourself a mother and a father too. On the streets of old Milwaukee was an old man sleeping. said by the men who lived there, beware of that man. But I shook my head and said, no, no, it ain't so. He was sleeping at the bus stop around 9:30. He was curled up and he told a tale of love and freedom. My heart was broken for him. My eyes, they teared. I didn't have no money and I lost all of my cheer. Woo! Family, where's your brothers or your sisters? On the streets of old Milwaukee was a young man singing. He was singing about the poor boy, the old man in town. But he shook his head and said, no, it ain't so. He just walked by the courthouse to see the old man and boy. They were sleeping on a park bench to try to keep each other warm. My heart was broken for them. My eyes, they teared.
The birds had us up early, but the coffee was on. Day had me raring to go. This 336 kilometers consists of some of my favorite roads. It was hammered down for me as I jumped ahead. I wanted to catch some epic drone footage of the bikes and the lakes in this section. Summit Lake was my first setup for the day. After a few minutes had passed, I got the shot I needed, and now it was time to catch up. I know these roads well, so it was pegged to pavement as I twisted by the lakes. I caught up before New Denver, where the ride turned east on 31A. This road is rated the best motorcycle road in all of BC. We only stayed on it shortly before a little dirt section as we turned off to head to the ghost town of Sandon. A visit and some history, and we were back on 31A again, sweeping left, right, repeat, over and over. Absolutely amazing. Through the town of Caslow, where we headed south down the west side of the Kootenay Lake. At Belfort, we loaded on a lake ferry for a 45-minute trip across the Kootenay Lake. I took the lead from here as 3A is my favorite road in BC to ride. Tight lefts and rights with short bursts of straights with different sequences all the way down the east side of the lake to the town of Creston, the home of the Kokanee Brewery. Here we met rain. This stayed with us till we rolled into the hotel in Cranbrook, but cleared up as we decided to walk for dinner.
Old engine Jim had himself too much skill. I myself even gave it a go. I challenged him to a picking match on the old banjo. But that Saint Engine Jim, he just could not be beat. His callous, coiled hands, they knew no boundaries. No man born of a woman is more righteous, more fair than him. Engine Jim, 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 Engine Jim. With a stranger blew into town with a hammer on his back. told the bartender at our dive his name was Lucifer. He said, I'm looking for some work. I'm the best spike around. With one swing I'll drive a railroad spike 10 feet into the ground. Old Engine Jim stood with the live and said, boy, I'm sure you're good, but I'm the best in any contest. I hope that's understood. Lucifer had an evil grin as he said, are you a gambler, friend? Jim said, it ain't gambling if you can't lose at anything. Why, I'd bet everything I own that I could run your scrawny mug back home. I could drive more railroad spikes with one arm if you would like. Lucifer said, we got a bet. I've got your pride tangled in my net. Everything on earth that you own against everything that's mine to hold. At the break of dawn tomorrow I will see you on the track. Bring your spike hammer and all the muscles in your back. We'll drive or steal till one of us must kneel. We will work our wheel to the brim till one of us gives in. Engine Jim, 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 Engine Jim. Well, there was a crowd gathered when they saw the night had shattered at the railroad track around Engine Jim, and the stranger that just drifted in. It started without warning, it started with a bang. You could hear their hammers for miles as they clanged. For 5 hours they were even, for 15 more still. Folks started to head out of the valley to their homes up on the hill. Engine Jim and Lucifer laid 15-mile track. I could see their hammer spark in the deepest, darkest black. It went bang, 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 clang, 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 bang, 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 clang, bang, 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 clang, 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 bang, 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 clang. But after 2 days of hammering, Engine Jim collapsed. Then Lucifer revealed the horns hidden under his hat. He said, I'll give you this, you're more than a match for mortal men. You can't beat the devil, can you? Engine Jim, 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 Engine Jim.
It's a dark, cold world out there. There's a
Day 9 had arrived and it was only 398 kilometers till we were back at the base, but this didn't mean the ride was over yet. We left Cranbrook on Highway 3 and followed this for a bit, then jumped ahead again to do a tunnel setup. Elkford provided this opportunity, and I was wowed by the shots I got even before the other bikes arrived. Chasing the group from there to Alberta border, we had some kind of animal run out and almost take us out. The awe-inspiring Crow's Nest Pass had our heads on a swivel and made up for it, and we were now tailing the group again as we pulled into Frank's Slide for lunch. A tragic rock slide that buried the town and took more than 90 lives at 4:10 a.m. April 29, 1903. The debris field was 110 million tons of limestone and still left a scar on Turtle Mountain. Earth is powerful, and this shows how. Continuing on to Longview for fuel, in the flatlands of Alberta spotted with wind turbines is a change from the mountainy scenery of yesterday. One last blast north up Highway 22 with the towering Rockies on the left and the flatlands on the right. It's such a neat feeling. Could have done without Mother Nature's brutal shower. We decided to hide under an old gas canopy before riding it back to Calgary Harley-Davidson to finish the ride and continued to the hotel for the farewell dinner. What a ride.
We be living how we want to. No worries for the rest of our lives. I shining like the sun do. We glowing cause we're feeling alright. We be living.
Taking a ride to the town and I be feeling alive. Taking a ride with the squad and we be feeling alright. Alright. Cause when we get to the bar, we be drinking all night. All night. I got a whiskey on my hands and my friends acting like they turned on. Yeah, we be smoking and joking and wishing this night never ends. Yeah, the haters, they hating, they thinking that we have that time. Cause we be laughing and shouting, you know that we're happy. We don't know what they say, but we don't care about it, oh yeah. Cause I know I don't feel the same without my homies. And I know I don't feel the same without my squad. How we want to. No worries for the rest of our lives. I shining like the sun do. We glowing cause we're feeling alright. We living how we want to. No worries for the rest of our lives. Shining like the sun do. We glowing cause we're feeling alright.
I can't get enough of it. I've been feeling super free. I can dive into the sea. Maybe go to Italy. Fall in love and never leave. Sing my songs to the bars and trees. I'ma wake up anytime I feel. And live my life in the referees. Yeah, that's how we want it. Yeah, cause life is what you make it. Yeah, living in the moment. Yeah, make mistakes with no regret. Learn from my experience. Go to the water, make a splash. I'm never gonna be afraid to fly. We be living how we want to. No worries for the rest of our lives. Shining like the sun do. We glowing cause we're feeling alright. We be living how we want to. No worries for the rest of
This was a journey worth taking. We enjoyed everything, met some awesome people, and had a blast. Thank you Freedom Biker Tours and JD for the invite and the adventure. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content. We'll see you next time.